Hi everyone, this is Lisa at Bisque Imports. I am the Resource and Training Director, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about when a studio should seek training to begin with, because sometimes people have a little confusion about that. So let's talk a little bit about it. I think that the first thing that everyone should take into mind when you are deciding whether or not you are in need of some help in a more formal consultation and training way is to recognize the difference between uh, advice and professional training. Okay. So I think that it's really good to make sure that you, as a business owner, understand the difference between those two, when one's appropriate, when the other is appropriate, because both of them play a huge part in running a small business. And both of them have incredible value. So first, let's talk about advice. When you're seeking advice, what you're looking for is, help making a decision. You definitely want to get as much input as you can so that you can weigh all the opinions that are out there and come up with the best solution for you. So here's a real life example that I think will make sense to you. So let's say you have someone calls and they want to book a team building event, and you are not real sure what to do. All you know is it's a big company. It's going to be 100 people. You've never done a project like this before, but you absolutely want the business. This is the appropriate time for you to get out there and seek advice. So you can hit the internet. You can hit the chat boards, and what you're going to ask, tell them the situation that you're in. This is what's happening. What would you do? And you're going to get a lot of feedback. You're going to get a lot of different people who say, I did this, this worked for me. As you read them, things are going to speak to you. Oh my gosh, that sounds like a great idea, or this seems like it would work for me. That's a perfect example of when advice is something that you should be seeking. The difference then is, when do you seek professional training? And that is for those questions that are going to fall in the category of operational issues that are really manufacturer-based, supplier-based. Things like questions about, how do you properly load a kiln? How do you dip pottery? Training employees, things like that. Training employees could probably go both ways depending on the topic that you're asking about. But basically, when you're asking those big questions that are about how to operate your business from a professional operational standpoint, that's when you really want to consider getting some professional training, some professional help. And here's why. If you hit the internet or the chat board with a question like, how do you load a kiln? Same thing will happen. You will get results. There will be YouTube videos. There will be people on the chat boards that have, of course, done it themselves, and they'll be, I do this and I do that, and here's how I do it, and here's what works for me. The problem is, sometimes that could leave you in a place where you really haven't gotten a definitive answer to the question that you asked, nor do you know if the answers that you did get came from a source that is reliable. And so you really, and the bottom line is, that is crucial. Understanding how to load a kiln, those kinds of questions, that's crucial to the operation of your business. So when you are in a situation about adding new product to your store, getting advice and that's a great one. That's another twofold. You can go out there and ask what other studios have added to their store, and you'll get lots of good input. This works for me, this works for me. But as far as making that decision, which one's right for you, that really depends on your market. It depends on where you are. It depends on your business model, the customer base that you have or you're trying to get. And even if you did get the answer from asking advice, you still haven't dealt with all the questions about how. How do you do that? Which products do you need? How does it work? How are you going to train your employees? Where are you going to merchandise it? And you can continue to ask questions like that in an advicey way, but again, that's not necessarily saving you time or giving you that comfort and security that you have solid answers, personalized for you, personalized for your business, so that you know that you're making good decisions. Okay, so before you look into our training and consultation programs, I just wanted to take a moment and see if I could do something to help you guys sort of define the needs that you're going to have and you're going to face as a fellow store owner, and that is, when do I seek training? So the great news is, at Bisque Imports, our training packages are completely flexible. We do have some actual packaged things, just in case anybody needs the whole pretty tied with a bow set of categorized instruction under the 3 categories we have, which is startup, pro studio, and expansion. But we also have the flexibility that we can work by the hour and go across all of those packages and pick and choose what you need to make sure that our goal is being met with you, which is that you have a strong, successful studio and you have the answers you need and the professional training that you need to just make it work out there and be successful. So take some time. If you haven't already done so, watch that video about me. My name is Lisa Phelps. I'm the Resource and Training Director. You can certainly get to know me and my professional background so that you can get to know me a little bit better. And then The other 3 videos you'll find here on the training landing page will go over those 3 packages, the startup, the pro, and the expansion, so that you can kind of get a feel for where you might be. And then I encourage you to call me. I can't wait to get to know you guys. I hope you just take some time to get to know me. If there is something that we can do to help you either create, grow, or maintain a strong studio, we are here for you, and we look forward to working with you. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon.